Hello folks, once again, live on tape from an undisclosed location, hidden somewhere deep in the bowels of downtown St. John's, Newfoundland, comes in the Library of Graphic Literature with your host, Wallace Ryan. That's me. And this week, there wasn't a lot of books. As a matter of fact, the only book that came in that I got was the Donald Duck Avengers, part of the Disney Masters collection. A great book in and of itself. But this week, I decided we'd talk about the upcoming solicitations. I always like to post solicitations in the on the Facebook page for my group, the Library of Graphic Literature. But when I started doing the videos, I did that less and less, and I kind of missed it because I kind of like going over and reviewing some of the upcoming stuff. So in that spirit, let's try the August solicitations, the best. And these are all hardcovers, by the way, so in case you're saying, oh my god, there's this great soft cover coming out that Wallace didn't cover, that's okay, I know that. So first of all, let's start out here with a dark horse here, and we have Aliens Defiance by Brian Woods and his pals. You know, I'm a bit of a Aliens fan and all that, and when I seen this, I figured I just had to have it, right? So yeah, so pick that one up, not too bad. Of course, Baltimore Omnibus with Mignola, Golden, Stenbeck, and Stewart. I've been a huge fan of the Baltimore series right from the start. I have all the small single volumes, so I guess when I start buying these bigger ones, I'm going to have to get rid of the other ones somehow. But great story, great book. Love the Mignola-verse. Feel right at home in the Mignola universe, I do. Next, of course, comes Frontline Combat with Harvey Kurtzman, George Evans, Wally Wood, John Severin, Bill Elder, Jack Davis, and Alex Toth. So these are all these great artists together with Kurtzman, of course, doing one of the coolest army comics of them all, war comics of them all, Frontline Combat. This really is... I mean, this really is, in my mind, the start of the war is hell style of comics, where, because I mean, a lot of the people who came back, you know, from the war, you know, including a lot of cartoonists and all that, had actually seen it for what it was, and here you're going to see it for what it was indeed. Definitely a must-have for sure. Next, of course, Harrow County, Volume 4 from Cullen Bunn and Tyler Crook. Absolutely love this series. This is the last book, too, in the series. So I've read the first two. The third one is going to be out between now and when this one comes out. So I'll read that, catch right up. But, I mean, absolutely amazing series. I've always been a big fan of the Bunn. So, you know, figured... got to get this one. Of course, got to finish it off, but I highly recommend this. This, along with a few others, are some of my favorite of the newer books that are out these days. Next, Our Encounters with Evil, another Mignola book. This same thing again, a bunch of people hunting down supernatural beings that have gotten out of control. So the fact that Mignola's name is on it is all I need for me to buy it. I love Mignola. I mean, look at that use of black and all that. Absolutely amazing, hey? This here now, this is Rain from, where do I have this here? From Mary and Brian Talbot, husband and wife. This is about based on some floods that happened a few years ago. And this is anything done by Mary and Brian, I will pick up. Absolutely love. I've been a Brian Talbot fan for years myself, so you know, had to pick this up. So check it out, and check out anything by Brian Talbot. Actually, very talented individual. Of course, then is the Batman Who Laughs by Snyder and Tinian, and art by Jock and Eduardo Rizzo. So, yeah, now this one I haven't read either, but, you know, people seem to like it, those who bought it, so, who am I to say? Who am I to just go out and buy it? Okay, here we go. First issue excitement. Booster Gold. And this is by Dan Jurgens with Mike DiCarlo. How's it going, Mike? And this covers Booster Gold numbers 1 to 12. And I never did read them at the time, but and I kind of thought the character looked a bit hokey when he first came out. But the more and more, especially reading about him in the Justice League and all that, I actually started to take a real kind of a bit of a shine to the old Booster. So I'm gonna pick this up and have a read of it, see if it stands the test of time. Oh, here's Heroes in Crisis by Tom King and a large assortment of artists. Heroes in Crisis, of course, is one of the, at least these days, one of the big event books from DC. And this apparently is going to be tying in with the Doomsday Clock. So stay tuned, folks. You never know. Oh, and this is the Wonder Woman, let's see, by Gail Simone with Terry Dodson, Bernard Chang, Aaron Lopresti, sorry, Aaron, Nicola Scott, and many, many more. These are from Wonder Woman numbers 14 to 44 from the 2008 volume. And, I mean, nice looking art and all that. So, I figure why not give it a shot, right? And Gail Simone, hey, gotta be good. Okay, let's see what else here. Oh, James Bond, 007. This is from Dynamite. And figure, hey, why not? It looked kind of interesting anyway, so I figured, why not pick up this one too, right? I'm a bit of a James Bond fan anyway, right? Oh, and this is Ranks. Oh, and Ghosts. This is from the good folks at IDW and Yo Books. Collection of stories, classic monsters of pre-code horror comics. And I love anything from Yo Books. Yo Books is definitely, if it's a Yo book, it's worth buying. This is the Fantastic Four, what is it they call it? Let's see. I have lots of notes here. This is the Artist Select. Is it Artist Select edition? Let's see. It's I had it here a second ago. Yeah, John Byrne's Fantastic Four Artist Select series. Just like all the Select series has basically some of his best comics in a really nice format, slightly bigger than usual. I do like these books actually. Now I do of course have all the John Byrne stuff already, but I always like to pick up these because they're just so beautiful looking. My favorite in the series so far has been the New Mutants. This Kevich years because you can't get it anywhere else, so I got it in that format so definitely worth buying anyway. All right. Ooh, of course, Little Orphan Annie, Volume 16. Can you believe it already? When I first started collecting these, because I have all the rest, well, I have all the Library of American Comics books, but when I first started reading them, way back when I bought the first volume, I thought that, Little Orphan Annie, okay, I'll buy one book just to have as part of my collection as a sample of what the strip was like. And I read it, and it was just like, my God, this is actually really, really good. This is a fun book, and adventure, everything in it. So highly recommend the Little Orphan Annies. Definitely really cool. Okay, and this is the Ditko is Amazing book, and this is basically a lot of, I think this one's an oversized one, I do believe, but it has a lot of early, of course, Spider-Man stories from Amazing Fantasy 15. Actually, a couple of the other stories thrown in too, I do believe, but a lot of the early Spidey stories. To me, Ditko's Spider-Man was my favorite Spider-Man out there. I know some people like Ramita and all that, and he was neat, but still just never had the angst of the early Spider-Man. And this is the Iron Man, what do they call it? Iron Man, the Mask in the Iron Man Omnibus by Joe Quesada and a bunch of different friends. And just looked interesting. I always liked Joe anyway. Why not? Check it out. And now we're back once again to John Byrne and the Fantastic Four, believe it or not. This is volume 21 of the Fantastic Four from the Marvel Masterworks. And this, of course, is the start, actually, is hitting the start of the run of John Byrne's run on it. And Byrne, I think, outside of Kirby and Hickman, Byrne's run is, or along with them, they're one of the best runs on the Fantastic Four that I can remember. Absolutely love the artwork. And the one thing I like about Byrne was he could really draw the Thing. There aren't very many people who can draw a good Thing, but he's one of the people who can. I actually even like Barry Windsor Smith's Thing. He does a good Thing also. But and I know I already have this in omnibus form, but I'm one of those people who just can't help himself. So I'm gonna get this because I'm collecting the Masterworks anyway. Okay, ooh, and here we have the Infinity Finale, I think it's called, by Jim Starlin and Alan Davis. And I've been kind of liking these books. They're very different from, well, especially with Davis doing it. It's so strange to be reading Starlin material being done by Alan Davis. But I mean, I like it. I like Alan Davis. He got a really great style to him. And this is definitely going on the shelf for sure. Next up, ooh, Timely's Greatest, The Golden Age Human Torch by Carl Burgos. I'm a big fan of Golden Age stuff. More so now than when I was growing up. I sort of took a liking to it. And this is the second one, actually, I do believe, because there's also the Timely's Greatest with the Submariner in it. And I'll be picking these up, even though I probably got this in Marvel Masterworks Golden Age form. These books just look too cool. And so, got to get them. Just about any omnibus I'll pick up. Any omnibus of quality. I just won't pick up any omnibus, by the way. That would be foolish. Right? Well, okay. Anyway, let's have a sip here. It's a beautiful day out, by the way, here in Newfoundland. Very, very nice and sunny. So, let's continue on here. Ooh, The Sixth Gun. Another Colin Bunn work here. This one actually has an introduction by Michael Moorcock, one of my favorite science fiction writers of all time. Science fiction fantasy, sorry. The Sixth Gun is absolutely amazing. I'm still stuck way back in volume 1, but I collected them because I know sooner or later I'm going to finish reading the whole series. But from what I read so far, I absolutely love this series. So worth picking up. Okay, volume 6. Ooh, Enki Bilal monster. I'll buy anything. Enki Bilal is like it's like Mobius or Druillet to me. Anything from those formative years for me when I was reading heavy metal as a young kid. Anything from that period that stuck with me, and Bilal is one of them. I'll buy just about anything from them. And this of course is one of those books. Bilal just has a beautiful way of drawing. He's sort of reminds me of Mobius in a way, but he's different enough that I like him. How's that? But anyway, Monster, definitely a thing to pick up. Ooh, Snowpiercer, the prequel. Now, I don't think I actually got the early ones, but I think I'm going to go back and find them because, well, Snowpiercer, it's been made into a TV series. I do believe there was also a movie of it. I think, or am I thinking of something else? Anyway, and it looks pretty cool. I figured, well, why not give it a shot. Some things just look like they're worth trying out, right? Ooh, and Bloodshot Salvation. This is Jeff Lemire and a bunch of other people too who are drawing and working on it. And I think I'll pick this one up. Any of the big major collections like that, I'll buy from Valiant. And that's it for this. Is all the solicitations of the big books for August. 2019. So basically go to your local comic book store and start ordering them. Um, all of them, great books. Out of all of these, this is probably one of my favorites. Same too with that. And I guess the Rain definitely, and the Harrow County, and that and that. They're probably my favorites anyway. Now before I shut down and run off to take care of on the first Friday of every month, myself and my good buddy Paul Tucker, we run a jam here in St. John's, so I'll be running down to join him in putting off the latest installment of the Breakdown Comic Jam. But before I go, I actually wanted to mention one thing I'd seen online this week, and it had to do with good old Mike Mignola. Speaking of Mike, and because there'd been it's a bit of a kerfuffle because once again there have been forgeries of his work appear on eBay, and it seems like to me it seemed like Mignola and his crowd, they contacted with him, but they just didn't seem to be getting anywhere with him. I like what actually one person in one of the groups did though, was he went well, listen to that annoying traffic out here. He went to the offending page, which had the forgery as an obvious forgery too. And I like what this guy did was he bid on it and bid enough so that basically the guy sold it to him, and then he basically he trolled him a bit, and then basically gave him a bit of a tongue lashing about selling forgeries and all that. So I've been telling people to to avoid eBay for if you're going to be buying original art and stuff like that. There's just it just doesn't have the reputation to back it. I mean, you have other places, Heritage Auction, and a lot of other places that have much better name in terms of selling reliably sourced and legitimate artwork. And so to you folks out there who do collect original art, stay away from eBay. I've just seen far too many forgeries there for my liking. So anyway, that's it for this week, and next week got a good few books coming in next week, so I'm gonna have a lot to chat about with you then. So here from the Action Desk in the Library of Graphic Literature, I'll say good evening to y'all, and see you same time, same bat channel, and keep on reading. Bye. Whoa.